Hey, welcome back for the 32nd episode of Cap's Melting Point. And I'm whispering because it's very early on Monday, July 27th. I want to share a couple of things really quickly before I show you clips from my amazing weekend where I had a reading in the Bronx thanks to Ron Kavanaugh, who invited me to read from my collection of short stories. And I also went to the Great Day in Harlem. First, I've enlisted the help of a personal trainer. Thanks to a colleague of mine, Tanya, I'm working with Gilbrando Brandon Acevedo. He looks like a walking anatomy model. He's also a Facebook friend, and I will post his website, gilbrandofitness.com. The second thing I want to share is that my dating life is going pretty well. Probably something to do with the sun and how that's a natural aphrodisiac. The last thing I want to share before I get to the clip is this is the final episode of Cap's Melting Point for the first season. Yes, I've decided I'm going to take about a month off and refresh myself, renew myself, and then start season 2. I'm going away from the city. I'm not going to be working too much on technology. I'm going to a place that barely has running water. But before I go, I want to show you a full body shot of me. So I haven't weighed myself this month, but again, I think I've been wavering around 180, whether it's 175, give or take. I've been doing this since December of 2008, so 7 months later, we're in July of 2009, and I need to kick it up a notch. Here's a shot of me, and then I'm going to go directly into my weekend. So, front view, one side.
Cordenia Paige.
Thank you, Mom, for inviting me to read my work. And
we were at a party last week,
yes,
and I feel like, oh, Cordenia would be perfect.
The story that I've written in this particular volume is called Ray of Hope. And the main character, her name is Raina Seaton, and she's a combination of all of my experiences. So that's why I call it faction. And the scene that I want to read to you is a scene where she's had an accident, and well, I'll read it and let you figure out what happened. Little sis, when Mom told me everything that happened last night, I thought you had gone and tossed yourself in front of traffic, and we know that clown was not worth it. You know you saw this coming anyway. Antoine never had me back home. I didn't want to say anything while y'all were together, but he was such a punk. He only did whatever you told him to. Did he ever make any decisions on his own? Raina held her tongue and just thanked the heavens that Rita was away at a conference this fateful weekend. Luckily, she was only subjected to the phone version of her sister's incessant elder's wisdom. If she wasn't used to her sister's harsh criticism, Raina would have gone stark raving mad. Rita didn't want to say anything while she and Antoine together. The only time Rita didn't criticize was when Raina didn't talk to her. What was that you said, Mom? Raina called away from the phone. It's time for my medicine? Oh, okay. I'll be right down. Sorry about that, Rita, but I need to get off the phone now. Thanks for calling to check on me. You know I was going to call and check on my little sis, Rita gushed. Raina shook her head. Her sister really meant well. She just didn't have the filters to control her tongue. Mrs. Seaton was at the dining room table writing out her bills when Raina walked down the stairs. That's a shame you telling them tales to get your sister off the phone, Mrs. Seaton chuckled. There's a couple of boiled eggs on the stove and cantaloupe slices in the Frigidaire. You probably don't have much of an appetite, but you need to eat something. You want some toast? Nah, I'll get something in a minute. It wasn't a complete tale that I told Rita. I do need some medicine for this headache she gave me. Mom, who does that girl take after? You all sure you didn't find her on a doorstep? Raina sat across from her mother with a tall glass of water and popped a couple of the prescribed painkillers. You all are sweet children in your own different ways. Mrs. Seaton always defended her babies. She glanced up at Raina. How are you feeling now about Antoine? You really liked him, didn't you? Raina sighed. Yeah, I just feel tired. And now my head is throbbing to match the ache in my heart. Don't worry, I wasn't throwing myself in front of traffic, like Rita said. Raina looked up to find Mrs. Seaton studying her. Baby girl, promise me you'll take better care of yourself. Sometimes we don't realize when we're throwing ourselves in front of moving traffic. Our subconscious takes over and we are less careful and not so alert. Just be aware of what you're saying to yourself at all times, as much as possible. I don't think you intended to get yourself hit by that car, but I do think your mind was on other things. Raina took another sip of water and wished it was something stronger. She'd always prided herself on being self-aware, so it pained her to be caught off guard and corrected by her parents when she felt she had outgrown that need. Did you and Daddy talk about that at the hospital? Even though me and your daddy ain't together anymore, there are things we don't need to say to each other out loud. We were young too, you know. I know you youngins, as y'all say it, like to think you're the only one struggling with these heartaches and such. Heck, we still alive and get our feathers ruffled by a passing breeze every now and then. Just know that we love you dearly. No matter how often you take that boy back into your life, it don't make you a bad person to have needs. Raina's eyes widened. Her mother raised her hand before Raina could open her mouth. I know you don't think you will now, because your feelings are smart. But life don't always work according to our plans. Remember, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans.